Hello, welcome to Woven Paper Hearts. Today we're going to learn how to take two pieces of paper, weave them together, and create a heart. And as you can see, the pattern is the same on both sides. And now it's 3D, you can put stuff inside it. You could put candy inside it, you could put a note inside it, maybe hang some ribbon right there and hang it up. There's lots of fun things you can do. Today we're going to learn how to do a 3-row paper heart. 1, 2, 3 rows. There's also a 4-row paper heart. And later, if I don't lose you, there'll be a 5-row paper heart we can practice. And you can even, it's just the same width of row, width of the shape. It's just how we cut the rows differently that makes the pattern different. This is a 6-row paper heart. And this is a 3-row paper heart. But the width is different. They're all differing widths. So we got a different pattern than the one with all the same rows. Okay, let's get started. Let's talk about your supply packet. If you register with the library, you hopefully have a supply packet with you. If you don't have one, I'm walking you through what you need. So it should be on the screen for you. The first thing that you'll see inside your supply packet is an already woven heart. I thought you'd like to see exactly what we're doing. And here's a sample so you can kind of dissect it if you want. The next thing in your supply packet is some templates. This is a basic shape template. It is 3 1/4 inches long with a rounded end and 2 inches wide. Then in order to get the rows even, I put some row templates in. This is a 4-row template. It is 2 1/4 inches long and a 1/2 inch wide. And then a 3-row heart comprises of 2 1/4 inches long by 5/8 of an inch wide. And 5/8 of an inch is just a little wider than a 1/2 inch. It's 1 notch above 1/2 inch. And that in order to make a 3-row heart. Also inside your packet is a variety of paper. There's definitely red and white sheets of paper in your packet, and there might be some other colors. You'll need to provide a pen or a pencil, some scissors, and you might want a ruler. Okay, that's all you need. Let's get started. You're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it in half. And you're going to fold it in half lengthwise so it's long. That way you'll get more pieces of more shapes out of it. You're going to take your template and you're going to do it on the fold and you're going to trace the shape. I'm able to get 4 pieces of four drawn on here. Go ahead and draw all 4 and cut them out, and I will pause the tape. Come back when you're done. Did you get all 4 cut out? Excellent. Now we're going to start this with 3 rows. It's the 3-row template. So those are about 3/4 of an inch deep or wide. Just put your template on the very edge of your shape and draw a line. Then you can do it the opposite side. Go all the way over to slide it over. Draw a line. And cut those out. Sometimes paper shifts like that just happened for me. So I will take it, I'll open it up, realign it, and continue cutting. Go ahead and do all 4 of those shapes that you cut out. Just cut 3 rows out and come back when you're done. Take the red away from the white, I like to put my red in my right hand and the white in my left so I know what's going on. I'm going to take the row that's closest to your thumb, and the basic shape, let's start from scratch. The basic instructions are around, through, and around. So let me explain what I mean by that. Red is around the white. Then red is going through white, and red is around the white. So around, through, around. All right, let me show you. Take red in the right hand, white in the left, and the row that's closest to your thumb, red is going around white. Red is going through white. And now red is going around white. And then you sort of shimmy. So far, so good. So red is on the first row. The second row is red is going through white. So it's going to go through like you're threading needle through white. Red is going around white. And then red is going through white. And after 2 rows, I like to check my work. I do that by looking on the back side. And I see that it looks identical to the front, and that's a good thing. Now for the third row, we have around, through. So what's next for the third row? Around. Red, the very last row, red is going to go around white. Red goes through white. That last score is always the hardest. And then red is going through, red is going around white. Around, through, around, through, around, through, around, through, around. And both sides look the same. All right. I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm not going to talk. Except to say, to start out, red goes in your right hand, white's in your left. The row that's closest to your thumb, you start out with. So red through white. And we're not done, right? And so red goes around white. And red goes around white. So stop the video, back it up if you need to, and go ahead and make all 4 of your hearts. You able to figure it out? I have 4 hearts. 2, 3, 4. So now that we've practiced, we're going to try making one with 4 rows. It's just like 3, but a little skinnier. So the template for 4 rows is a 1/2 inch. If you don't have a template, you could use a ruler and make a 1/2 inch. I'm drawing my lines. I like to use a ruler. If the rows aren't equal, it gets harder to squeeze things in, and sometimes I'm not very successful. So having equal rows is sort of my pro tip. So I'm going to cut that out. And you can go ahead and pause until you have them all cut out. Okay, we're going to start with the 4-row heart. Now the 3-row heart started with red through white. Sorry, red around white. We're going to have red through white because we have 4 rows, and you want to end your row with red wrapping around white, so you have some sort of stability. So in order to do that, we need to go red through white. Start like we did before, with red in your right hand, white in your left, and you're going to take the row closest to your thumb and go red through white, red around white, red through white, and red around white. And I just bring it all the way down. The next would be red around white. So take row 2. And red around white. Red through white. One more row. It really seems like a lot more paper to deal with. The size hasn't changed. Then we're going to do red around white. And red through white. Now at this point, I'm going to check to make sure I did it right. And I did. So through around, let's do white, red through white. So remember, you're threading it like that you're threading through a needle. Through a needle. Then wrapping around white. Through. And the very last one is through. Did I do that right? It looks like I did it right. Let's check the back. Yes. Okay. Through, around is last. Around. Through. Uh-oh. Like I didn't want to stick. Around. Through. Around. We're not quite done. No, it goes through. There's a little tight squeeze. Kind of flatten it out. Both sides are good. You can pause and keep practicing, but I want to show you mistakes were made. It doesn't look like it, but mistakes were made. This side looks perfect. This side does not look perfect. So in order to fix it, you just need to take it out. And this paper is pretty flexible. You just kind of unwind it until you can get a handle on where your mistakes were. And I think mistakes were made on the third row. So around, through, around. So it looks like I need to go around and through. But look, I really messed this one up. I'm just going to try and squeeze that in. Yes, I was able to. So far so good. So through, around, through, and around. I forgot to mention, if you had a kit from the library, you have a sample heart in your packet, and you can just look at it and try and figure out what we did, so you're not floundering. But I made a lot of these while practicing, and now you get to reap the benefits. All right, so keep practicing your 4 rows, and pause and come back when you're done. Now we're going to try the fancy cut ones. So because the shape is 2 inches, you can divide the math in different ways. In the 4-row one, it's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. In the 3-row one, it's 1/4, 3/4 of an inch for all 3. But for the 5-row one, it's a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, and then a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch in between. So we kind of made it fancy. And I'll show you what to do. I got my trusty ruler out. And there's a 1/2 inch. You want to go all the way up. There's a 1/2 inch. I'll do 1/4 of an inch. And 1/4 of an inch. And that should be a 1/2 inch. I'm going to cut my 5 rows. And here's a really good time to if the shifting happens. You want to keep the rows as nice as possible. So if shift happens, and it does, realign. Okay. We're going to work this like it's an odd one, which is going to be just like the 3 one. So we're going to start with around. Blue goes around yellow. Then through. Then around. Then through. And then around. I'm going to check the front and back for after each row on this one because it's pretty complicated. So the second row is blue goes through yellow, around, through, around, and through. Blue goes around and through. There's a lot of paper to deal with. Then it goes around and through and around. I find it helps to keep the paper you're not using in the back and just deal with that one row at a time. Still good? Still good. 4th row, just like the second. It's skinny, but don't be afraid of it. It goes around and through around and through and around. Uh-oh. That is not right, is it? I was repeating row 3 when I wanted to repeat row 2. That's all right. Easily fixed. All right, so I need to go through. Through and around through and around and through. Last row, around, through, around, through, and around. And just to make sure I did it right, I checked the back and it looks good. That's paper woven hearts.